Okay, Mr. Metters here. Today what I want to do is talk about Microsoft Excel. And what we want to do is to create a spreadsheet. And let's go ahead and begin. Okay, I'm going to begin over here. What you notice is you have rows left to right. So there's row 1 and 2 and 3. And you have columns. So that's column E. Now where they intersect is a cell. So E3 is a cell location. G5 is a cell location, and you see the cell location over here. Now let's go ahead and we're going to make a sales chart with sales and cost and a sales spreadsheet. So I'm going to type in sales. Actually, I'm going to move down a couple of cells. Sales, cost, P&L is profit and loss. And these are text fields right now, or text items. There's just text in there, not numbers. So my sales for year 1, year 2, see I'm just typing in year 3, or $100, $150, we have a small business, let's say. And then my costs are $35, $45, and they've gone up a little bit proportionally. And then here's what I want to do. I want to insert a function or formula to do this calculation. I want to take my profit and loss, which is going to be sales minus cost. Here's how I would do that. I go to the column where I want the profit or loss, now means profit or loss, to be. I'm going to press the equal sign. Now once I do that, you see that I have functions that appear. One common one is the sum function. Instead of using one of those functions, which are predetermined routines or formulas, we'll say, like an average, we'll take the average of a column or a row of cells. Alright, but what I want to do is I want to insert a formula. And a formula is something that you would create. It's based upon the data that currently exists on the spreadsheet. So it's going to be this cell here will be equal to the contents of this one, which is H5, minus the contents of that one, and then I press enter, and you can see the difference is 65. Now I want to take this value and copy it. So I'm going to right click and copy this and press enter, and it will copy the cells relative to where they currently are in the column. For instance, in cell H7, which I have the profit and loss for year 1, this is based upon the values H5 minus H6. If I hot click it, it'll highlight it, and you'll see it in blue and green there respectively. Notice I'm in column H. As I move to the next one that I copied, these are relative to column I that I'm in, and as well for J. Okay, now let's have some fun with the data. I'm going to take this data, and if you see I have my tabs up here. By the way, this is Microsoft Excel 2007. Same idea would apply in other versions of Microsoft Excel or other spreadsheets. I want to now format that. Now I have the data formatted as numeric. Alright, let's do a merge and center. Let's say we want to put profit and loss. Now right now profit and loss is in cell H2, but it extends. You can kind of see where it looks like it extends into column I, the word loss, but that doesn't. When you click on a cell, that's what's up here in this little cell data box is the actual contents. Well, H2 really has profit and loss. It just happens to bleed over in I2. If I were to move it over, you'll see how it appears like that. I can highlight the column and move it over a little bit. I'm going to undo that. And now I want to merge and center. So what I can do is take and highlight a range of cells. A range of cells is more than one. And I'm going to click on the Home tab versus Insert on the Home tab. I'm going to click Merge and Center. That'll merge them in the center. Now, this one range of cells becomes one unit. And I can take this now and I can change the font to be something else. Change the font to be larger. I can even change the colors. See how I highlight over under the Styles tab? Okay. Do all kind of stuff. Now, next thing I want to do is let's take a sum over here. I want to see what our total for sales for year 1 is. I'm sorry, sales for all years. So I'm going to say equals I'm going to go over here and click the sum function, and it will allow me to highlight a range and then click OK, and I made $450 in 3 years. Yay! Alright, so let's do it with an average. Equals average. It has the cells. You can highlight them here, type them in. I don't want it to average. Right now it wants to average the 450. I don't want it to do that. I want to just highlight the cells I need, and so the average I made is 150. Okay. So let's do that now. The next thing we want to do is let's change a couple of cells. I changed this to 110. Notice that this will change the profit and loss, and over here the sum and the average. Boom. So the cells change accordingly. Let's make a chart. I'm going to highlight the cells I need, go to the Insert tab. I got the chart area. I'm going to click the line chart. That makes the most sense to me. And you can see now I have a nice chart. I can, once I do that, once I have a chart on the screen, I can move it around by highlighting the chart, clicking somewhere in the chart area. I have these various chart layouts, or I have various colors, like I want to see the colors change, or I can undo that. If I click this, I'll have a little different chart layout. I'll click it back so you can see the default, or I can right click and see, format the chart area. I can have different borders and that kind of thing. Let me go over here to layout, and you'll see some various things here. I can have grid lines. Grid lines if you want to see kind of the values there. I can also, under the format, I can change the size of the value, the word type, the text in the chart. Okay, or I can change the accent. Now let's go to the design, the view area. You can see various things. Now under the layout, let's put the chart title. We're going to center it above the chart. We're going to say profit. Notice I'm typing up here. This is my insertion pointer. And there you go, profit and loss. So this concludes our discussion of Microsoft Excel, building a spreadsheet using formulas and functions, modifying a chart, and merging and centering cells. Thank you very much.